Thank you.
That you are not alone, and that this community stands beside you every step of the way. Please join us in showing your love and support for Rain.
It is your PNTV doubleheader games of the day here at McLoud High School. Battle of the number 4 rated Class 4A McLoud Redskins. Enter the game 22-0, undefeated on the season, and their counterpart will be the Class 3A number 1 ranked 22-1 Washington Warriors. Your PNTV game of the day. And now the starting lineup for the hometown McLoud Redskins. Video montage is done, and here come now the starting lineup for the Lady Redskins. Washington, your Class 3A reigning defending state champions. Only loss on the season came against Class 2A powerhouse Dale. Washington looking to give McLoud the only loss on the season, and the Lady Redskins looking to continue to march toward a potential tantalizing pairing for the Class 4A playoffs that right now features some legitimate star-studded rosters in Class 4A. A notable game coming up next week, number 1 Lincoln Christian against number 2 Locust Grove. In addition to those teams, the other team above McLoud right now, number 2 Broken Bow. So keep an eye on those teams. Douglas, Kingfisher, Chickasha, I believe Bethany, all jockeying for potential regional area hosts and potential squads for the state playoff. Weatherford and Berry Hill rounding out the most recent top 10 ranking set in Class 4A. For Class 3A, it's no stranger there. Washington back on top. Adair, number 2, with a transfer from Locust Grove, and Ali Schwartfeger really has the Warriors looking sharp. State runner-up last year, Sequoia Tahlequah at number 3. Alpha with the co-op this season with Freedom at number 4. Keeper number 5. Keys Park Hill 6. Millwood, Anadarko rolling, and Silo rolling out the top 10 for the Class 3A squads for girls. All right, here you go, folks. It is Redskins Warriors next on PNTV. And the tip immediately goes to Washington. They are in red. They'll be the visitors on the scoreboard. Pump shot by Beller in the paint is no good. Gets her own rebound and puts it back. And Washington jumps out to the early 2-0 lead. Tight defense early on, beats the press, busts through, crosses midcourt, whips it over into the corner, trying to set up a shot. Just a little too hot to handle. It'll be a turnover from a correction off the outstretched hands of Washington. So they'll kick the ball back in underneath the bucket. The Redskins maintaining possession of the ball. Apira sets the class and plays back up top of the key, whips it over to Esslinger. Jump shot outside is no good. Momentary rebound by Nimischek, and it is going to be a turnover. Don't see a foul call, so must have the foot on the line. Okay, so we do have a post-dated, if you want to call it that, foul call. I couldn't tell if she had stepped out or if they actually called a foul. It ended up being a steal on that play. Easy to discern there. So in the end, Daisy Nimischek is flagged for the foul. That gives possession maintained to Washington after stepping on the line. So McLoud turns it over, almost gets it back, and now it's Washington ball once again. Travel called. So both teams literally trading the ball. Nobody wants to take it. And we'll resume again underneath the bucket. This time it's going to be possession McLoud. Jump shot is in and out. Rebound is put back, and it's a 4-0 run to start the game for the Lady Warriors. Riley Beller with both buckets, able to get her own rebound and then post up, and wham, here we go. Easy bucket. Johnson's going to take that one to the hoop, and it is a 6-0 run to start the game. Presley Johnson, the 6-foot senior, posts up, and pretty much a one little foot hopper there to the bucket. Defense proving to be very tenacious early on for the Lady Warriors. That one's going to go to the outstretched hands, double pass in the paint, posts up, and Esslinger is going to be fouled in the shot motion, and that will give her 2 free throws coming up. I believe the foul is called against senior Jaden Wells from Washington. First free throw is nothing but net. Slinger with the double drip. Top shot off the mark, no good. Rebound, kicks it back out with authority. And just off the cylinder, Claire Mapira unable to get the jumper to fall. I believe this is going to be off the outstretched hands of number 2. And it'll be Washington ball with a 6-1 lead here to start the first quarter. 5:25 remains here in the first quarter. And another turnover. Fast as lightning. She's going to pull that one back out, set the play up, dishes in on the double pass, kicks it out outside the paint. Jump shot is nothing but net. Chloe Mapira nails the 3. Absolute beautiful stroke. Jump shot off the mark, no good for Wells. They'll get possession of it after Beller maintains the rebound and kicks it back out. Trying to get the isolated read, goes to the paint, just can't get the fingertip roll. Second shot, no good. Put back number 3 is in and good. And it is a back-to-back shot for the Warriors. 2 rebounds, 2 missed shots, and the third shot is money. 8-1, or correction, 8-4 is the score. Another turnover. Here comes Washington flying down. Passes to Beller. Score it. 10-4 is the score. Almost halfway through the first quarter, a battle of number 4 ranked squad in 4A versus number 1 in 3A. One of the best matchups of the day by far. And blocked shot from behind. She's going to have to hustle that one up. She may have lost possession, so it's going to be a turnover. McLoud. Substitution coming in for the Lady Redskins. Number 10 will take the floor. Jordan Dennis, and then number 12 will head to the bench, Daisy Nemechek. Pops it across midcourt, already in, driving, penetrates, kicks off. Jump shot is going to be way off the mark. However, Presley Johnson posts up, and it's going to lead to a timeout called by McLoud. So Presley Johnson has had 2 shots that are probably best described as 1-foot put-ins. When you're 6 foot tall, it's not even a layup, and it's barely a jump shot. So I'm just going to call that a shoe-in score. And it is a commanding 8-point lead here early on. I'd like to thank Libby's Cafe for our sponsorship feed on the side of Washington, and McLoud Athletics for their side of the broadcast and doubleheader coverage here today. We may be doing some interviews at the end of the game. I'm just not sure if we're going to catch McLoud only and Washington, but we'll do our best to try to get some of those for you before the boys' game starts. Not quite as a massive pairing for the records. Washington struggling this year. The boys lost a lot of key players and some serious talent from their squad. 7-14, I believe, on the season is the Warriors' record, and the McLoud boys 15-7. That game will come up. Whoa, just got lucky on that one. That one could have been a straight turnover. Pumps it back in, and once again, Mapira is going to just fly down the floor. She is fast. Double pump and pop. Personally, I think that may have been off number 11's fingertips, and I believe that is the correct call. But both teams really trying to go fast. This is a very quick pace of play game. Crossing midcourt with the pass. It's going to be a 1-on-2. Now evens it up 2-2. Jump shot, bam. Johnson, one of the better players in the state. Absolute lethal jump shot ability outside the three. Post up player. As I said earlier, 6-foot player. She is a handful for anybody in the state, especially the lower class, mid class range. Redskins trying to get another three in and just can't quite get it. Blocks out perfectly. So it'll be a one and done for the Redskins. Here come the Warriors and briefly stops the pass. Nice hustle up. All right. We're going to have a swap out. Jordan Dennis will go back to the bench. So she gets the deflated pass there and gives them some quality substitution time. Easy bucket and score. I mean, I don't know. Bentley Brantley, she's one of the best freshmen in the state, regardless of class. I don't know how you could have defended that because she cut back so quickly they didn't even see her making her way to the bucket. Jump shot is off the mark. Rebound crashes the board, kicks it out, one-handed pass. Here comes Beller once again crossing midcourt. She is balling out left-handed and goes in with the right-hand shot, just misses. And once again, Mapira, man, she cracks me up. She is a little dynamo. So young Chloe nails the three, and McLoud now 2 field goals, both three-pointers, and they have closed this now to a 10-point lead, largest the game prior to that, 13 points. Misses the one-handed shot for Brantley again, and here comes the Rock'em Sock'em McLoud Lady Redskins. Jump shot good. William Mapira tearing it up. Steal, put back is good. And just like that, 8-0 run for McLoud. Timeout called, 135. A 17-4 lead has now evaporated to 17-12. And a nice set of defense and back-end shots for the Lady Redskins. Mapira and Mapira literally bringing the heat. Beautiful shots and amazing touch. And we have got a timeout now. Only one foul each team. Each team has been very successful in overthrowing potential passes and negating some easy buckets. Have some turnovers, though, not anticipating the pass or being in the prep response. But each team with a couple of threes, and then the difference in the game so far, just the post-up easy bucket plays for Washington, getting in behind the guard and being very quick and easy just to do backdoor cuts and getting those 1, 2, 3-foot jumpers. Oh, almost on the line. That one was close to being a turnover. Brantley, just like a whirling dervish there. Foul is called, so to be possession maintained by Washington. 118 remains. Bentley kind of just spun and twisted, and very similar to the play prior where Cubby Beller switched hands. She, by necessity, had to kind of shoot with the opposite finger. Rips that one loose and puts it back. So they snap the 8-0 run and get their own turnover. Kicks it back out. Hadley Beard with the score, the freshman. Keeps it outside the paint. She's going to try to post up and go backdoor. Can't quite get the drive. Isolation read. She's going to take it one-on-one. Then have a foul call with 48 seconds, only the second of the quarter. Range of motion on the shot will put her at the free throw line to shoot. Defense has been on point for Washington. McLoud having some real success. Short jumper there. I think Tacey Lewis might have got a little bit of the ball knocked off of it to take some of the heat off. Not sure if Lainey Gay is who hit that shot for the Warriors or if I transposed a number. And I believe I did, so I do apologize. That may have been Beller with the jump shot there. But don't quote me on that 100%. Substitution coming in, Harper Johnson for the Warriors. Kind of up here in the little nook and cranny, and the jerseys kind of got flim-flam there. Jaden Wells ahead to the bench to take a break. Just about 15 seconds to go. Like the penetration. Very aggressive play. Enough time for Washington to set up their play, but they're not going to waste a lot of time. Here they come. 8, 7, 6, 5. Kicks it down, drives, looks to get the isolation read. Pump fakes. Shot is going to have to come now, and no good. Your score through 1. It is Washington 24, McLoud 12. You're watching PNTV coverage. Doubleheader action here at McLoud High School. 2 fouls in the quarter for the hometown McLoud team, only 1 for Washington. Both teams doing exceptionally well on pressure defensive squeezes. Notable turnovers, probably about 4 or 5 each team, possibly a little bit more. So defense playing very fast, very efficient for both squads. Biggest difference in the game, 3-point shooting for McLoud, got them back in it. However, the 3-point shooting and ability to backdoor cut, post up, and get fast transition points for Washington so far, the difference in the game. They've led, I think, by as many as 14. And right now by 12, 24-12. Prior to the early initial action when it was 2-3-4, McLoud able to get a run briefly from 18-4 down to 18-12. Then the timeout and reset by Washington seemed to play much more into their wheelhouse. That caused to close out the quarter 6-0 run by Washington after the 8-0 burst by McLoud. Starting off the second quarter here, Chloe will kick it to Claire, and the Mapira sisters, get us started here for the second quarter. Not sure what the call is. Push off. Honestly, I didn't see anything, but all I see is number 13 flashing on the board, or still on the board with 1 foul, and I don't see a foul assessed. So I don't know if they are calling it a dead ball foul. Maybe I'm not sure on that one. Gets the steal, and here they come driving down. Posts up, slings the shot from the hip, can't get it. First one no good, second one no good. Wisely brings it back out. Wells will dribble, pushes, and just not enough arch by Bentley Brantley on the pass. Stolen, and here we go once again. Mapira, primary ball handler for the Lady Redskins. Conley momentarily gets the pass and assist. Unfortunately, Tacey Lewis didn't get the bucket, but she did get fouled. So she'll be at the free throw line to shoot a pair. That's the first team foul of the quarter against Washington. And the second foul against number 5, Miss Jaden Wells. Knocks them both down. Oh, good hands. Jump shot in and out. Presley Johnson just can't quite get the fingertips on top of the rebound, loses possession. Conley assists and dishes. Mapira once again, she's kind of the engine that keeps the caboose moving and rolling the train down the track. So virtually every sequence, she is a primary ball handler and toucher other than Conley. Esslinger gets that one into the paint, can't quite get the ball to roll. One-handed whip pass, double pass, good closing defense. Claire Mapira saving the easy layup for Washington. Another substitution, number 23 will head to the bench for the Redskins. And Johnson with a nice touch. Turnaround pump fake shot is good. We'll wait to see if they give her the 2, and they do. Double pass. Woo! They are just ratcheting those passes. And the reach-in foul call against number 1, Chloe Mapira. I believe they're going to give range of motion on the shot. I believe this is Eternity Self, unless I've got the wrong player on the Washington side. If anybody is wrong, I'm basing this strictly on what I have to go by from Max Preps. So, substitution again for McLoud. Number 13 heads to the bench. Number 10 in. So that will be Creighton Conley out. And Jordan Dennis in. Knocks them both down, back to a 12-point lead. Coach has been very active. She's moving them in and out, keeping legs fresh out on the floor. I always like teams that are utilizing bench early in the season. Goes to show you have confidence in a multiplicity of players, and more importantly, you're giving them experience that they will undoubtedly need later in the season. To the hoop scores. Bentley, Brantley, Bentley, Brantley, Bentley, Brantley. What else can I say, girl? You are a baller. Little phenom freshman that is an amazing softball player as well, and showing some moves and grooves out on the floor. Back to the largest lead of the game now at 14 for the Lady Warriors. Conley drives. This time she dishes to Mapira. She's trying to do a backdoor cut, get a little isolation read there, and pull up the mid-range jumper. Gets it. And I think they're going to get the foul on 25. So that may be Hadley Beard's first of the game. 2 team fouls apiece. So slightly more than our first quarter. I think we had 3 total. This is the first free throw. Nails the second. Beller ambidextrous and proving the necessity of being able to shift on the fly. The assist and then 3-point jumper by Presley Johnson. If you recall correctly, the state tournament on fire. I don't know how many threes she hit, but it was a bunch against Sequoia Tahlequah for the runaway state championship ring. And it looks like Washington, again, the team to beat competition against Sequoia Tahlequah Lady Indians and the Adair Lady Warriors. I alluded to this earlier, and I didn't have the opportunity because they were switching on the coverage. Long story short, the story of the transfer, Hannah Bond had played for Locust Grove and what I like to call the quad tower lineup that they had. And she transfers to Adair. So now the 1-2 punch for the Warriors, Hannah Bond and Allie Schwartfeger. And they are a legitimate team to cause some trouble at state. Let me tell you that much. And gets the putback. So Eternity Self really hustling up, getting some nice moves. Largest lead of the game now, 39-19, correction on the scoreboard, 16-point lead, not 18. She's immediately going to be fouled and goes to the line, Daisy Nemechek. Again, one of two splits the pair. Comes down the court. Man, they are just so fast in cuts, penetration, anticipation of passing lanes, and sharp, precise passes. And 3-point play coming up. Back to a 15-point lead, momentarily the largest lead of the game, 17. Potential 3-point play after the timeout call. So Daisy Nemechek nails the mid-range fingertip roll. She's fouled in the process. And we will have, now I was getting ready to say they immediately flashed 6 fouls. I think that's a typo. I don't think we've got 5 even, but they had been at 3. So we'll see if that changes. Immediately it went from 3 to 6, then back down to 5. So we'll see if that stays the count. If so, that will put McLoud in bonus the remainder of the quarter, and there is still a significant amount of time on the clock, 4:11. So basically half of the quarter. If the scoreboard is correct, that is now Team 5 foul, and that will give bonus the rest of the way of at least a half. First foul in the game on number 13. I apologize. I do not have a player number on the roster for a 13. So we'll see if that does get corrected here in a minute. Miller comes down like a possessed tornado. Whips it over to Presley Johnson, and you see that assist and combo for the tray. Johnson absolutely, wow, they just changed the scoreboard to 33-22. I've got 40-22, so I'm not sure if they're having, and they just flicked it back again. I think the foul count may still be off as well, but in the overall scheme of things, not probably the most important part. Score's been corrected. 18-point lead now, largest of the game. Number 23 hits back the floor, Tacey Lewis. And then I believe number 12, Daisy Nemechek, takes another break. So Peacocks for them, looks like about a roster of 7 deep. 10, 12 have been the go-to swap outs. Tacey Lewis, Dennis, Conley, and Essinger, and Nemechek getting most of the rotation on the bench play. But that does appear to kind of be the case. Everybody else still suited up, so it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do the math on that one. Washington a little bit more, I think, user-friendly. They've got about 10 to 12 they can use. Whether or not they use more than about 6 or 8 tonight remains to be seen. Beautiful passing on display. Really trying to get a good look. Oh, I like that pass. I really do. Just a smidge off. 3:14. Here comes Presley Johnson. I think she's going to take this to the hoop. Misses the shot and foul. 3:09 remains here before halftime. And nothing but net on the shot. And now, for the first time in the game, 20-point lead. Substitution for the Lady Warriors. Briley Beller comes in. Presley Johnson gets a nice respite and breather. And probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't keep her on the bench the rest of the quarter and just give her 3 minutes off. And travel's going to be the call. Right idea, just didn't quite get the pivot foot down for Creighton Conley. If anybody's interested, leading scorers on the season for the Lady Redskins, Claire Mapira, 12 a game. Creighton Conley right below her, 11.6. Emma Esslinger, 10.9. And then Daisy Nemechek at 10.2. Chloe Mapira rounding up starting five with 9 points a game. Gets the rebound, immediately loses her footing. The level of ability to cross pass from lower angles and still catch it on the fly, amazing. Beller can't get it. Oh, she almost lost it. So here we go the other way. This is a little bit more similar to how they started the game in the first quarter. Just kind of a little bit of turnovers, back and forth play. Both teams want to go fast, want to be quick, want to pass, move. And beautiful shot. So Daisy Nemechek with the nice touch jumper. Inside of 2 minutes to go. I think we're going to have a pick your poison foul call. My guess is number 13. So my guess was incorrect. Foul is against number 23. They were both right there on the scene. Beller, nothing but net. Eldest daughter of head football coach Brad Beller. Entered foray this year as a part-time kicker for the boys football team. And then plays fast pitch, slow pitch, softball, basketball, and travel ball. Absolute fantastic young lady. Amazing character. I can tell you this much, one of the finest young women you'll ever meet. And an absolute amazing student athlete. I'm so proud of her. She had an injury that she struggled with a lot last year and overcame that. And man, she looks as good as ever. So congrats, Dad. Congrats, Warrior Nation. And more importantly, congrats, Miss Beller. Woo-hoo-hoo! Downtown. Harper Johnson. Another turnover. We're going to have a referee's warning. Don't know if it's for noise on the bench or moving with the feet. He's kind of doing a little hopping rhythm, so I don't know if that means he's giving them a sideline warning or a coach's bench warning. It's still a maintained possession for Washington. They're going to have a player substitution as well. Briley Beller heads to the bench, and Aubrey Clary comes back on the court. Beller takes it to the hoop and scores. 1 minute to go before halftime. Mid-range jumper up, just in and out. Flicks it back. Pump fake. Beller comes flying around. It's going to be a 5-on-4 here briefly. Kicks it over in the corner. Pump fake. Drive, dishes, pulls the two defenders off. Gonna post up. Oh, almost got it to roll. That's a freshman, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Nice pass to the hoop and scores. So nicely done by Emma Esslinger. And we slow it down now, perhaps the final shot of the quarter. It is now a 25-point lead, largely the game prior to that, 27 for the Warriors. Huge second quarter. They blew open a game that was very close in the first. Got it to 18-12 after being down 18-4. Closes it out 24-12 on a run. Bam! Trinity Self posts up and nails that shot. So Washington is going to take a 53-26 lead into halftime. You're watching PNTV coverage. Like to thank Libby's Cafe for our Washington feed today, and then McLoud Athletics for their side of the doubleheader coverage brought to you on Prep Nation TV. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. All you have to do is go to the YouTube app, go to the homepage, click subscribe. It's free. It'll prioritize content when you're in the app. You'll be more likely to see feeds and content that we produce. Third quarter officially underway. Washington got the ball to start the first. They get it to start the third, and McLoud kicked in to start the second. Immediately, kind of right back to what was happening prior. Post up play, quick passes, efficient, lethal precision timing. Briley Beller at the free throw line nails the first shot. Whoops, didn't hit the button twice. Sorry about that. 55-26. Well, looks like McLeod's undefeated season is going to come to a halt. Honestly, it's better to lose the O now than it is in the state playoffs. So, frankly speaking, tons of state champions have won titles without undefeated records. Puts a lot of pressure on you going into playoffs and having to win every game, especially when it becomes single elimination at state. However, bigger classes, a couple of weeks off still from districts than regionals, areas, and state. Smaller classes begin district play this weekend. We had a cancellation tomorrow for an anticipated doubleheader coverage and award presentation. Bentley takes that to the bucket and scores. And now, largest lead of the game, 31 for the Lady Warriors. Very, very impressive performance here against a highly ranked squad from McLoud. So getting back to that, we are working on where we might be going Friday and or Saturday. Outside chance that we won't cover any games, but also if somebody wants us to cover them, we'll pick them up late and get it done. Goes to the paint, can't quite get the shot to fall. Unfortunately, the bump and grind box out, Daisy Nemechek can't quite post up and kind of loses possession. I think it's going to be a double dribble call on Kelby Beller as well, getting both hands on the ball. So just call it a swing both ways, each team given an opportunity to score and unable to do so. The defense tonight has been on point. Three things have been notable: ability to score in and outside the paint perimeter, efficient passing, and just insane defensive prowess and just swarming the ball. I mean, there's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Just pass, 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 fast, quick, pop, 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 on spot. And it's almost like they anticipate where each other is going to go. Foul over the back. And we're going to have another free throw pairing coming up. Riley Beller with the opportunity to score two here and extend the lead. That one just bounces and goes awry. Beautiful left-handed work. Just can't quite get the finger roll to go. Rebound Warriors. Whoa, one-handed passes on the money. Ricochets off the backboard, gets her own rebound. And so probably should have just pivoted initially, just a little too far in the bucket. Jaden Walls with a missed shot. Jaden Wells, correction. And then Bentley Brantley gets the rebound, puts the shot back up, is fouled. And I believe that is now the third foul in the game against number one, Chloe Mapira. So keep an eye on that. 3 fouls already against McLoud. So that is not good. 2 more will put us in bonus for the rest of the quarter. So the foul trouble significant for Washington in the second quarter. Said that they hit 6, and it looks like now McLoud possibly going to match that here in the third. Hits them both. I believe it's 59-26. That is correct. 33-point lead for the Lady Warriors. Really forcing a lot of movement and passes, and they are just defensively stout. And the anticipated pass and steal. So Hadley Beard snags that one. And I like the idea of really setting up your plays and not being afraid to move players out of position. It's very difficult to defend when you have 3 or 4 players that can dribble the ball and move the offense. What makes it virtually impossible is when your center can also go out and play point guard and shoot threes, grab rebounds, and put it back up. That is it's next to impossible to defend. And that's what makes Washington clearly the number 1 team to beat in Class 3A. And they've been so successful tonight is just perfect example as Beller can go small forward, point guard, shooting guard. Presley Johnson can go point guard, shooting guard, power forward, small forward, center. And then the combinations of the other players that are coming in and the way they're interchanging them. Brantley's playing 2 or 3 roles. Younger Beller's playing a couple of roles. Hopper Johnson doing it. And then Hadley Beard. I mean, there's about 7, 8 players that are picking up 2, 3, 4 positions. And it really doesn't matter where you move. They're getting the maximized matchup benefit by stretching and moving the floor around. And they are taking full advantage of passing, stealing, blocking, post-up play, perimeter play, rebounds, limiting McLoud to just 1 shot only. And it's been a very impressive performance so far for McLoud. Not as impressive, but however, these are the kinds of games that make you better. What you have to do sometimes is you have to take your lumps in the season. You have to see where you stand out. You have to see where you stand at. And these are the types of games that there's been a couple of them this year. I know that Millwood Boys and Booker T. Washington had one. I know that next week, Lincoln Christian and Locust Grove are having a top matchup in Class 4A. It's the type of play that I strongly recommend coaches do for the simple fact that if you see challenges throughout the season, you play the best teams, and you don't even necessarily have to play them again, mind you. It gives you a real barometer and thermostat of where you're at. There's a huge difference in temperature and thermostat. And you can't get the temperature if you can't gauge with the thermostat. And you've got to know what you can handle, what you can do, what you can improve on, and you have to push yourself and test yourself. So I think these are matchups that both coaches should be applauded for taking. I'm reminded of some of these back in the good old days with Class 6A, back when Norman North and Owasso and some other teams that just had insanely deep rosters and talent, very similar to El Reno and Booker T. Washington, squads that are just fully stacked and they're not afraid to play outside of their class. This season, obviously, you'd have to be living underneath a rock not to know the Putnam City North girls are about as good as a team as you can assemble with transfers, retention, and right or wrong, the advent of transfers. There is a balance of power that is shifted, and when Putnam City West went down, Putnam City North has ascended just as quickly and fast the other direction. Going to be a foul. Brentley's going to box out, block with the hands, gets a little bit of the wrist, so number 13 will be at the free throw line to shoot a pair. Creighton Conley has done some good work. Second team foul on Brentley, by the way. Misses the first free throw. Just a reminder, we will be doing doubleheader coverage here today. I'm not sure where we will be tomorrow. There is a better than good chance that we could pick up the Roth pairing of the basketball playoffs, but that's not 100% yet. scores. And here we go down the floor. All right, that's a point, or I should say a shot that they definitely needed to hit, and a point combo that they definitely needed. Wow, just fast and in, lethal offense. Keep an eye on number 25. She's got 3 fouls now, so do with that what you will. We got a substitution. Brantley will head to the bench, and I believe if I got the right player, Aubrey Clary comes in for the Warriors, and we're back in action. 2:45 to go. Like to thank Libby's Cafe, our sponsor for coverage for Washington. 3-point shot nailed. Back-to-back threes. And McLoud Athletics for the Lady Redskins. 65-33. So McLeod on a 6-2 run and the block shot. Ball rolls around like a pinball machine there momentarily. And she's going to take it coast to coast. Just can't quite get the lay in. I like the defense by Emma Esslinger. Very, very hardworking young lady and a hustler. Oh, potential 3-point play swings the other way. Kelby Beller is a baller. I don't know what else you can do when somebody gets an angle and is just that fast at cutting. Her knee is fully healed, and I got to be honest with you. I'm going to start calling you Kelby Baller instead of Kelby Beller. That was a beautiful, beautiful play. Oh, rebound and putback is good. Ends up being a 4-point swing. So Eternity Self with the putback and rebound self-assist. Now we just swap out, and number 13, Creighton Conley, gets her bucket. So McLeod doing what they need to do to stay competitive. However, this is going to be their first loss of the season. Beller can't get the ping pong roll. Gets in there and hustles up, stripped loose. Kicks it back top of the key. Jump shot is no good. Rebound. This is exactly what the Lady Redskins need, is multiple shot opportunities. She's going to miss the second 3, 0 for 2. Whips it out, and Beller has the ball. She pulls up and nails the 3. Boom! Teams trade the trays. I believe that was Miss Creighton Conley ripping the net and the steal. She dishes, passes, posts up, shot is no good. Momentarily loses possession. They chase it back down. And so Mapira, Nemechek, and Ursling are all working on in tandem here, trying to get somebody to score. And that's going to put us back at the free throw line to shoot, I believe, 2 with 48 seconds to go. Emma Esslinger is officially going to be at the charity line shooting. And foul is against number 22, Harper Johnson, her second foul of the game. Nothing but net on the free throw, so that is good. Large substitution package for the Warriors coming in. So we got some newbies on the floor and then some trade-ins. So we're going to go with, I believe, Eternity Self, Bentley Brantley back on the floor, and I may have missed one other player. 72-40. Double pass closes in with the assist, bucket, and score. Back to a 34-point lead for the Washington Lady Warriors, the number 1 rated Class 3A team. The post-up shot is good, and that'll give two more to number 23, Tacey Lewis. Jump shot again. Oh, Presley Johnson just hit a international three. Wow. 6 foot tall and nails them down for 22. I mean, she was almost on the black box out. Usually you worry about a three being too close to the 3-point line. That one was almost right on the blockout line. Your score through three, Washington 77, McLoud 42. You're watching PNTV coverage doubleheader action here at McLoud High School. Like to once again give a shout out to our coverage sponsors, Libby's Cafe for Washington Warriors and McLoud Athletics for the Lady Redskins. At the conclusion of this game, we will have a highlight reel generated. I'm going to do my best to get from my perch down to the floor, but if for any reason we can't get an interview, that'll be the only reason why, is I won't be able to catch the girls before they potentially go out. So we'll try to cut this feed immediately at the conclusion of the game, and they will do a highlight reel that we'll upload later separate. But I'll do my best to catch whoever is closest to me and I can get before they head. Oh, so close. So our third quarter gets underway with yet another close in the paint bucket for Washington. McLoud responds. So we have a foul call on number 12, Eternity Self. And I just want to double check I get the right player. I'm at a little funky angle here with the uniform. Okay, want to make sure. Daisy Nemechek hits the first free throw of two. Misses the second. Quick rebound, and bam, just like that, already across midcourt. Jaden Wells runs, kicks. Presley Johnson, and the three. Right to the hoop, just can't quite get the shot to fall. Brantley with again. Oh, she's there. Ricochets off the backboard this time. She's not going to like that. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, are you not impressed? Wow. Humbling moment. Gets the backside of the backboard after 4 straight threes. And she's like, that's not embarrassing. Watch this. And man, the English on the spin on that shot, a special, special player, Ms. Presley Johnson. I do want to publicly thank the variety of businesses that made today possible for McLoud Athletics. We are here scouting players for potential All-State awards and potential Player of the Year categories. However, the best way to scout players and to know who's good in what classes, who has the best players, is to see them play. So I'd like to give a shout out to Libby's Cafe for Washington, McLoud Athletics, and then Hudeberg Ford, and then Welton, Oklahoma, and Cimarron Construction for the hometown McLoud Lady Redskins. 3-point shot is good. And we are 6:20 and change to go. It is an 85-46 just kind of a drubbing here, but this is going to be a very beneficial loss for McLoud. Help them prepare for potentially Adair, Locust Grove, Broken Bow, and some other teams really stacked in Class 4A. Bounces it off the foot, going to ricochet off of number 22. So we'll have Harper Johnson with kind of the put out. The swap here, Bentley Brantley goes back to the bench. And I believe Aubrey Clary back on the floor for the Lady Warriors. And we're back in play, 6 minutes and change to go in the fourth and final quarter. Just tight defense. This man flex zone is next to impossible to bust through because it's lane assignment, number one, but it's player driven. So you have two reads to make. You follow or you drop, the other pulls in and picks up. Timeout called, 5:50 remains in the fourth quarter. Your score, Washington 85. McLoud 46, you're watching PNTV. Love the little cheerleader in training out there. You can barely see her, but the pink stockings give it away. And there we go. Perfectly done. Way to go. Back in action. Under 6 minutes to go. 5:40 and change. Redskins pretty much just trying to bust through the 30-point differential. And they are working the corners, really sending a lot of work the way of just getting game experience against an elite squad. Drives, one-handed hook is in. It's probably one of the better plays of the game as far as taking the opportunity and then imposing her will. Creighton Conley with the one-handed lay-in. I like the aggressiveness. She absolutely definitely cut to the bucket and absolutely gets her team a much-needed score. Player foul alert number 13 with 4. So keep that in mind. Conley, I believe, is the 13 that is in foul trouble. Goes to the bucket and scores. 87-48. Passes off, drives around, dishes. Nope, thought she was going to pass it to number 13. There we go. There it comes. Just kind of a double pass in the dish. And it rolls and scores. And McLoud cracks 54 the game. Substitution package in now for the Warriors, so players getting some extra experience. Just a little too large. Oh, that's back-to-back shots. Here you go, 3, 4, 5 shots. Who knows? So reserves in now for the Warriors. Rest of the game, they're going to get to play almost 5 minutes of full play, which is amazing for the roster. They've rotated in pretty much a deep bench tonight, where it's been 7 for the Redskins. I think the Warriors have been playing about 11, 12 players all game long. They have really pushed and put in a lot of players on the court. First free throw before the substitution is no good. 2 more coming in, number 11 and number 12. So Anna Mitchell and Eternity Self in. I believe Jaden Wells and Miss Hadley Beard, I believe, are the 2 that are back out on the bench. Well, team's trade misses. There you go. Post up. Shot is up. No good. Rebound. Put back is blocked. Momentarily off the outstretched hand of number 15, so I believe it'll be off Simon, head coach's daughter. A lot of people don't know that the Simon brothers hold one of the very cool honors of having a dad that was a coach and then four brothers all coach sports and all four win state titles. Ede, Keaton, woo, beautiful shot. So getting back to saying Ede, Keaton, Kale, and then I am trying to remember the other brother's name, and I'm going to apologize because I don't know him as well. But the connection here that I'm making, Kale Simon had led the Mustang boys baseball team to a state championship and then did a new set of worked with a greening company for turf, and then got back into coaching. And now he is a girls basketball coach. His oldest brother, I think, did the same exact thing, El Reno, for a while. Dax was the head coach of Tuska for a long time. And then Ede, of course, the Hall of Fame coach that retired at Roth, that won just a inordinate number of games and titles. Now a superintendent, back-to-back shot. Not sure why we've got the break here, but I'm sure it's important for some reason, put it that way. Whoops, the turnover. I think she anticipated her own player cutting, and she just didn't move. So in back-to-back plays, probably the better deal would have been to pump fake, drive in, and come back out and reset some passes. All right, now I remember Keenan is the other brother. I may have mentioned him, but it was Keenan, Kale, Dax, and Ede. I believe if I got this right, it's Keenan is the eldest, then Ede, and then Dax, and then Kale. But all four winning state titles. And not just they won state titles, they won 11 combined. That's more than a few. Ede won multiple at Roth High School. Dax won it at Tuscan. Kale, like I said, coached at Okima and won a state title there. And then Keenan at Oklahoma State won at El Reno. So the breakdown for them: basketball, basketball, baseball, baseball. $90.55. Sorry about that. I'd like to once again give a shout out to Libby's Cafe, our sponsor for today's coverage. And then, another three. They're going to crack 100, folks. I would like to give a shout out for McLoud sponsors here today. Hudaburg Ford, Welton, Oklahoma, and Cimarron Construction, in addition to McLoud Athletics. Thank you for having us out today for our PNTV doubleheader games of the day. Opportunity for me to be able to scout some players specifically for the girls and then to expand perhaps on the boys' watch list. This will give me my third crack at seeing Washington boys and then my first of the year for McLoud boys and girls. I believe I have seen Washington girls now. This is our fourth time this season. And they've pretty much been just about on point the whole game. About the only downside is that I thought it was 4 fouls in the third quarter, but ended up, I guess, being 6, and then 3 here in the fourth. So their aggressive play has led to some fouls that, by and large, hasn't really cost them anything. 1:15 to go. She's going to be underneath the bucket. I don't think 23 was expecting that. That's going to lead to the jump ball call. So Dennis pivots, goes inside the paint, kicks it back out. And then that kind of leaves Lewis just getting double teamed and not much else to do with the ball. Jump ball will go to Washington, another substitution pattern coming in. And we are now down to 1 minute and 11 seconds before the conclusion of this game. Going to re-kick the ball in. Not sure if they were going to pull another player off. Nope, here we go. All right, like I alluded to earlier, we will cut the feed here momentarily. We're going to do our best to get some interviews with the players before they bounce to the locker rooms, and then we will have a highlight reel generated before the start of the boys' game. So please be patient with us. The assist and easy layup and score.
It's going to go the way of the Warriors. Can I get a couple of you guys? Hold before you go, okay?
What?
Hold before you go into the locker rooms, okay?
Okay.
Good job, good job. All right. 1, 2, starters. Let me just do that. Brantley. Yeah. Let's just do it that way. Y'all want to do over by the posters or just kind of back in the corner or right here? Okay. You pick. All right. You're good. Go ahead. All right, here we go. Whoops, one more. We just happened to pick the hot spot. Sorry about that. All right, we're here at McLoud High School. First off, great game, intense defense. So tell me, what was the goal starting this game in a matchup where combined 42-1. Now that's 43-2. So we'll start with you first off, Presley. Great game. Man, you tore it up from the floor up.
Let's go. No, right now. Let's go. All right now.
All right. Okay.